Hey, welcome back to the channel. So I had an unboxing today, and it's so if you watch the channel, you've heard me rant about how I think TIG welding is the best kind of welding, and it is. It really is. It takes some effort to learn, but like at work, which for the last 25 years I've been doing custom metal fabrication. I TIG every day. If something has to be really strong and it's really heavy, well, it gets arc welded, or stick welded, I should say. But because at home I do like to do some welding, I only have a 20 cubic foot bottle, and yes, I can fill it off bottles at work, but I mean, if a bottle of work only has 1800 psi in it, I'm probably only getting about, you know, it's a small bottle, so I'm probably getting 1700 psi in it. So it's never really full and doesn't last long. So I use that for the fine work, because that's what TIG is for. Well, it's for everything. You can TIG welding is actually the strongest weld you can do. But if you only got 332 tungsten and a WP17 torch, you're not exactly going to be welding at 200 amps. Or if you do, that torch ain't going to last long. So, but anyways, for doing steel at home, I ended up buying this. This is the arccaptain. Well, it says MIG 130. This is not a MIG welder. Flux core is not MIG. Like, seriously, I find it funny that they put MIG 130 on there. So before I bought this one, why I bought this one, I went to some companies trying to get free welder. That's shameless, but you know, whatever. Went to Best Arc, Yes Welder, Tulium, even arccaptain. Oh yeah, that was Best Arc. Said, oh, your channel's not big enough. And I was kind of mad. It's like, because I do metal fab for a living, you know, let's showcase it if they send me one, but whatever. So I ended up buying this one. This was a great deal. I used my last YouTube earnings to buy this. This was on sale for $109.99 Canadian dollars. That'd be like $85 US. So it's an alternative. I've actually never flux core welded. I've MIG welded. I don't like MIG, but I understand its purpose. So the purpose for this, let me show it's in frame here. The big purpose for this welder for me, is that out more? No. So I can back up. It's just so I don't have to use gas and can do some stuff. We're going to try this out today too. Not in the house here, obviously. We're going to take a look. So, and why I went with the arccaptain is right now at my bench, we have good welders, like, actually our welder is Lincoln, so we have the big old square wave TIG. That thing's from '97. Hasn't skipped a beat. And then we got another Lincoln selenium rectifier. And we got a bunch of the little Invertech 130s, which you can do lift TIG with. But I got the boss to buy me an arccaptain. I think it's TIG 200P, which is an AC/DC TIG welder. Also has a spot welding attached feature, stuff like that. And it's actually a great welder. So since I had to actually buy one, I went with arccaptain because I've been using that arccaptain TIG welder every day for the past 3 months, and it hasn't skipped a beat. In fact, it's actually a phenomenal welder. It's actually efficient. I'm amazed that it's a 110, 220 welder, but I pretty much run on 110 on 20 amp breaker. And I was even welding 1/8 aluminum on that. It was dimed out because at 110 the maximum amperage, what you said is 120, but I had dimed out, never through the breaker. So it's obviously pretty efficient. Anyways, so as I said, this is not MIG, despite what the box says. If anyone calls flux core MIG, you are wrong. I'm just saying, it's flux core and MIG are two different things. I mean, you call a spool gun on a TIG welder for aluminum MIG, but it's not MIG, it's spool gun. But even that gets kind of, I guess technically that's, could go either way. Anyways, so we got a box. There's a box up there. Okay. We have a roll of 032 MIG wire, made in China. I should order some more spools off Amazon just because I will use them. What's in here? We got your usual ground clamp and typical arc cable. I find the biggest flaw with Chinese welders is these ground clamps suck. Like that arccaptain I have at the shop, I need to make new ground clamp because when you got that thing cooking, especially if you got it plugged into 220, this gets hot. And they're all the same crap. Okay, what else is in here? Oh, we got a fancy. Look at this chipping hammer. Oh my God, I should throw my other chipping hammer at workout. Like, wow, that's a real total pile of crap. But that's what you get with Chinese welders. Okay. The meat and potatoes is the issue. Got one extra tip, but this tip, I've seen these. It's an 035 tip. It's fine. Okay. There's something else in that box. Oh shit, there's another tip in here. It's some kind of owner's manual thing, but you won't worry about that. I'm sure we can figure this out. Oh, it comes with stickers. So did the TIG that I have at the shop. Came with these fancy ass arccaptain stickers. Let's go to setup guide. Another tip, which is, I'm going to do something you guys shouldn't see. I'm going to grab my little reading glasses. Doesn't know if that's dark here in the living room. .08. The hell's .08? That'd be an 030, I think. Oh, crap falling everywhere. I've got my ducks in a row today. Just throw this stuff back in the bag. Comes with a warranty card. 24-month warranty. Yeah, it's an if and maybe. If I would have had a problem with the welder at the shop, I may have kept the warranty card, but we'll see what happens with that. The thing about the one shop, that arccaptain, now I've used it for 3 months. That doesn't really mean much. Like I said, that Lincoln square rate TIG we have, I think that was bought in '97. And it's had like power switch replaced. And it did have the board replaced, but that was because somebody did something stupid with it. That's before I started there, 22 years ago. Anyways, this is the little welder. Yeah. Light, small. And today you guys will see me try flux core welding for the first time in my life. Because usually that's not my jam. Here. And the cord looks like it's maybe 5-ish feet long. Maybe 6. Which is what you can expect on these little MIG welders. This pops off. Now what size is on here? Damn, I need my glasses again. .08. That's all it says. See, that one that came with it actually said 035, so I don't know why. Don't know why. Anyways. Get these off because I'm still not used to wearing reading glasses, even though apparently I need to wear them. I'll bring guys down on the welder itself. I'll turn some flashy flashes on. No, I can't. Anyways, so it's been a long time since I set up even a MIG, because like I said, I don't like MIG. That's a typical thing. So it says wheels are in there. Looks like wheels are only for everything's a quarter turn on this thing. So it's a .08 and a .09, so you got an 030 and a 035. I thought this was supposed to come with more stuff, so I might have to actually contact arccaptain about that, or Amazon, because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to come with other goodies. Well, I'm not seeing them here, so, whatever. It is what it is. Okay, so let's plug this in. Let's try not to weld anything in the living room, because that would not go over well. I can get this set up and then bring you guys back because power in the living room is not very good. Hey, Rally Dog. So we got this all set up. Got the wire fed in. I need more tension on this. You need enough drag so it doesn't go sproing. So I'm gonna take this outside and give it a go. This one's, they call it Synergy, where you just have the one knob. We'll go find out how that is. I got some coupons in the truck and we'll go give it a go. Okay, so here we go. Sitting on my little, I'm doing this outside. So that's why I want flux core for, because wind doesn't matter. It's kind of cold, it's only 7 degrees Celsius. So I got some 16 gauge coupons there. 16 gauge is 0.63 of an inch thick. It's going to overexpose all to hell. We're going to try welding. I got the machine set at 66 amps. I don't know if that's going to be good or not, but we're going to find out. Remember, wear gloves when you're welding. Don't be like me. Probably going to embarrass myself because I've never done this before. I know with one thing about flux core, it's straight polarity, which means electronegative. Reverse polarity is electropositive. So this runs the same polarity as like TIG. And stick, people say electropositive, but that goes both ways. It depends on what you're doing. Anyways, we're going to give this a go. Try some flat welds. It's not too bad. Just gonna grab the chipping hammer, but I'm not going to. Oh, we're gonna try this out. See what happens. Okay, so that might have been a little hot for what I'm doing, but definitely works. What do I got here? Not a proper hammer. Yeah, there's a little bit of over penetration there, but it's not too bad. I'm going to try turning it down and trying a couple more. Try and do a T-weld. This is literally my first time flux core welding, so give me a break. Someone might be probably laughing out there. Doesn't help when shit moves around. Okay. That might not have been hot enough. See if I can chip that slightly. Heat was just about right. This might actually only be 18 gauge. I grabbed the fancy chipping hammer that came with it. Okay, got the fancy chipping hammer. Well, I won't be able to get all the slag off with the tools that they provide me with, but that's not that bad of a weld, really. Let's try something heavier. Or maybe we'll try another flat weld. See how that goes. Well, that's a splatter. I blew one hole, but whatever. This chalk's pretty light for this stuff, I think, so we're gonna try something heavier if I can find something. Hey, welcome back. So I grabbed my 1/8 coupons that are sitting to the left on the little table there. I just set the machine for 100 amps. I'm probably gonna trip my breaker because this is a 15 amp ground fault breaker, so but still we're gonna see what happens. It's at 105, we'll try that. See what happens. Okay, let's see what this does. See if I trip the breaker. It tripped the breaker, that's a good thing. I was told the slag on these are easy to pull off, but not so much here. So that's at 105 amps on 1/8 black iron mild steel. I think it should go a little hotter. I'm gonna try another one. I might just try and go slower and see what happens, because that can make a difference. Or so I've read on Flux Core. Sorry, you guys can't even see. There you go. Sorry about that. Camera's just zoomed in, so. But we'll try another one. And there goes my breaker. But you get the idea, anyways. Pause, you guys, and bring it back. Turn the breaker back on. Okay, breaker's back on. I'm not going to weld in more on this because I'll trip the breaker again. I really need to invest in some anti-splatter though. But it seems to be a pretty solid little welder, really. It's hot this time. I went a lot slower this time. So that's going slower on 1/8 material. So I pick it up, there we go. So this is my first time flux core welding. In some ways it's a lot like arc, because anything that leaves slag, if there's slag, you drag. So you gotta pull, you're pulling the torch, not pushing it. MIG, where like with MIG you can kind of do all three depending on how much penetration you want. But dragging, that's my first day ever. I mean, it's not my first day welding, that's for sure. From first day with flux core, I'm pretty happy with that actually. That's actually not a horrible weld. Huh. I think I like this little machine. Anyways, that's it. If you have any questions or need any tips, I mean, this is my first day doing FCAW welding. Flux core, arc welding, I guess. Yeah, FCAW. I think that's the North American designation for it. But anyways, there's plenty of penetration in that weld. That's a strong weld right there. Like, you can't say it's not. Anyways, take her easy. Bye. Hey, so I hope you enjoyed the video. So this is some closing thoughts about flux core. It actually works pretty good. When I was researching flux core a little more, I heard people saying how it's not good for light. I can see that. I'm going to play with it because I want to use it for light stuff too. Down to like, for me, light metal starts at 20 gauge and lighter. Even like that 16 gauge, I think I should turn that down to about, 50 amps on the dial. But yeah, I'm gonna play with it more. But yeah, like when I was welding that 1/8, actually a good job. That's amazing. And it's kind of like arc in the way where you can have one average, and speed makes a huge difference. I guess that's true with any welding, but TIG, TIG's a little different. But TIG is different. I commend everyone trying to TIG weld and learning. It's a good skill. But I mean, I've said that before, laying a bead on metal and actually welding with TIG are two different things. Like anyone, I could sit anyone down with a TIG welder and get them just to, put a bead on a piece of 1/8 steel. That's not hard. It might not be the nicest bead, but you know what I mean. But as far as this goes, well, with the slag, it just reminds me of stick welding, which I like stick welding. It does a good job, and you don't need gas. So, I mean, if you want a hobby welder, and let's be realistic, if you don't weld and you want a hobby welder and you get flux core, you may have to do a lot of practice to get anything lighter than like 14 gauge steel. 14 gauge is 80 thousandths of an inch thick. So I can see, like when I was doing those 16 gauge heat plugs, I did confirm that was 16 gauge. But it's cold roll, and cold roll, if you work in the metal industry, cold roll is quite a bit thinner because 16 gauge is supposed to be 0.625 something. But often with cold roll, it'll mic thinner down to like, so I've seen as low as 0.056, where you get to 0.058. That's the stepping point where you get to 18 gauge steel. And we're talking working gauges, not the in-between gauges, because they really don't exist. Not in the metal industry, really. But until you get to like 12, 11, until you get to heavier than 12 gauge. But anyways, enough of the rambling, but I'm just, I'm kind of impressed with the flux core. I think I'll get a lot of good use out of that welder if it lasts. But it seemed not to miss a beat. Occasionally, it seemed like the wire wanted to come a little too fast. I think it was windy out, maybe it was just a issue with that. But I think what I'm going to do next with that is I'm probably going to weld the jack onto my utility trailer with it. I do want to get, because I don't want to run a 240 welding plug, which I could run off the dryer, but I saw Amazon has an adapter where you can plug it into the dryer And then you got 4 20-amp plugs, which you probably can't run all 4 at 20 amps at once, but you know what I mean. It'll at least give you 20 amp service, and I can run a cord out the basement window and at least have 20 amp service. And apart from that, I'm also going to get a wire connector for the dryer, so I don't have to unplug the dryer and plug that thing in all the time, but that's a future project. As long as we're living here, once we get to the acreage, I don't think it'll be an issue. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's been kind of a long video, but take it easy. Bye.